Welcome again, beloved sisters, and I invite each of us to go into our hearts, into the rows of our hearts, as we remember in this coming 7th golden crystal age, it is the coming of the mother, the anchoring of the mother's presence upon the earth that is so critical, that is so vital for this golden age to actually come about. And we stand in the rows of our hearts as witnesses for this, carrying the remembering of this, of why we are here, of the whispers we receive, of how it is each of our roles to stand for the mother, to stand for all that is holy and sacred, and all that emanates forth from the great oversoul of each of us. The mother is the oversoul of men and women. The mother lives in the heart of men and women. And we tonight, as a circle of women, come together to envision this new world where the mother's presence has anchored again, just as it was 35,000 years ago in Delphi. Let us breathe deeply into our hearts. As a rose Merkaba is forming, where we each will be a petal within the rose Merkaba. And we invite all the daughters of heaven, of the mother, to join with us as we form a vast rose Merkaba, as we are joined by the goddesses, the ascended lady masters, the ascended mothers, the Eloah, the avatars, the immortals, the Archei, the silent witnesses, all sacred, feminine, divine, in a giant rose Merkaba. And we come together, and the Merkaba moves into the Enchantress chamber of the lighthouse. Where the mighty I Am presence of each of us activates ancient codes, scripts, fire letters, for the full awakening of the Enchantress energies upon this planet. And we see that as this happens, great communication is set up with the heavens. There are myriad planets and stars taking note that the Enchantress energies of the lighthouse are now fully awakened, and that those in feminine embodiment upon the earth, whose training brings them into this sacred place, are now having their celestial antennae fully awakened to both receive and transmit throughout the galaxy and the heavens. The Enchantress chamber is now alive, raised in frequency, and the goddess of music steps forth and calls to her choirs of angels of the music of the higher spheres to sing, to record in song this most majestic night and happening. And these songs echo out through the galaxy, through the universe, and yea, to the great central sun itself, to be received by Mother and Papa, Akasha and the Sun. And I am reminded again, where Papa Asan has shared, that our work is heartwarming for him. And that is what I experience now, that what we are doing is heartwarming for Papa. Let us take this in. Let our imaginations, our inner sight, just take reign for a moment and see this great celestial celebration and this great receiving and transmitting from the Enchantress chamber. And the goddess of music calls each one of us individually to come to her. And she has a small harp for each of us, a magical harp that will live in our hearts, and upon our attention and request will play the perfect music of the higher spheres to support us and assist us. And she shares, she requests of us each time we go into our heart space, we are welcome to invite the angels of the music of the higher spheres to play the harp for us. And for us to listen and to feel and to know that we are being raised in extraordinary ways by this very sacred gift. And we thank you, beloved Melody, goddess of music. And now, from the Enchantress chamber, a golden stairway is opening down into the earth, into the Pounamu, vast cavernous cavern of Pounamu, directly underneath the Enchantress chambers. There's green and golden light. And there is a giant Pounamu altar upon which what one might call little sachets, little precious bags that one might put jewelry in. There is one for each of us on the Pounamu altar. It's a vast slab. We're invited to go forth slowly and to receive the little sachet that is for each of us. And take a moment to open the sachet. And inside is what we might call a totem or a sacred geometry or a little animal figure made of Pounamu, the finest Pounamu. Just take a moment and meditate. Be open to receiving the symbolism of your gift. And we hear the angels singing again, the angels of the music of the higher spheres. And we feel our totem or our sacred geometry vibrating, being raised as we are raised. And Lord Maitreya steps forth in the great cavern. His sense of humor, like you didn't think I wasn't going to show up, did you? He blesses us. He thanks us for being leaders of women in the world. He says he is always there for us. We can ask him at any time for assistance, for guidance, to be held, to be loved. And he touches our foreheads and places a drop of the finest rose essence over our third eye. He says this will ensure the beauty of what you see, the highest fragrance of what you see. That you will see the opportunities in your life for standing for the mother. And he places another drop of rose oil in the area of the belly button, the Ajna center. With that sheer will and determination to be present through the mother when the time is right. And he then waves his arm, and the bridge of light continues deeply into the earth. And the rose Merkaba, as we gather again together, moves down the bridge of light. And we're aware that we are shifting into different crystalline structure from the Pounamu to the jade. And we are being taken to the holiest jade temple in Asia. We are being taken beneath it. And again, there is a giant cavern, golden green, with a giant altar. And there are many Buddhist monks around the edges of the cavern, seated, chanting. And yet we know we are welcome, so very welcome. The chanting is welcoming us. And tonight we are there, and Kuan Yin comes to join us. We are anchoring the mother's presence into the depths of the Buddhist teachings. We are anchoring the rose, its fragrance, its color. And we are doing this as women of the earth, as women of the holy land of Aotearoa, New Zealand. We come filled with the energies of the Enchantress, of the Magdalene Christed frequencies of the Pounamu, and as pillars of the mother, we stand beneath the holiest jade temple. And all the holy mothers, the goddesses, the avatars, the immortals, the silent witnesses, the archai, the goddesses, the ascended master mothers, all of the mother's divine daughters, we all join together in silent prayer, anchoring the mother's presence into the giant altar, which is a giant slab of jade that links to all jade throughout the earth and in all the holy jade temples throughout the earth. And what is critical at this time, it's because we are women of the earth that this is able to happen. The holy mothers and daughters have waited a long time for there to be daughters of the earth to journey with them. So let us take in this wondrous, wondrous vision. Look around and see all the holy daughters and mothers and goddesses and avatars and immortals and archangels and angels. Like all of the feminine heaven inside this jade cavern with us. And just the rose pink rays and flames that are journeying through the earth to all the jade temple. Lord Maitreya is with us, who is known in the current Buddhist teachings as the Buddha to come. And Kuan Yin is with us, and Feng Wei. We breathe deeply and take in deeply into our hearts this magnificent vision. As we bow within the cavern in the deepest of gratitude that we have been able to be of service in this way. And we are asked that over the next 7 nights before we go to sleep, that we ask to journey each night to this jade cavern again. Ask all the heavenly mothers and daughters to join with us there and to continue anchoring over these 7 days through our intention, through our love and our light, anchoring the mother's presence there. Koyana salaki akokamayana sulyaki kamahaya nakatalo samayakai yanako simahana shuei kita noia noikia Yaki Hashala Maria Kara Maria no Biako Chalu Kiakarano Aninia Kupa Kimaku. Call to Kuan Yin's great heart of compassion to journey to all the monks and nuns who give their service in the Jade Temples. For your great compassionate heart to be there, beloved Kuan Yin, as all begin to sense a change is happening, a shift in frequency. We ask that this occurs as beautifully and smoothly and with the greatest of love. As we now feel the calling to come back, to gather together in the giant rose Merkaba. And just feeling the deepest gratitude in our hearts. And Lord Maitreya joins us in the rose Merkaba. As the angels of the music of the higher spheres sing, the rose Merkaba moves back up the ladder of light, through the earth, through all the jade supplies, to the Pounamu, through the giant Pounamu cave, back into the Enchantress energies of the lighthouse. Now it is time. We ask for all of this journey to be anchored now in all the altars and all the rooms and realms of the lighthouse. And all the rooms and realms of our homes and holy spaces. We ask that the gifts of this time be anchored deeply in the heart of Papatūānuku and in the crystal heart of Elsion Matariki. And in the crystal heart of our moon, and with Helios and Vesta, and the brothers and sisters of the golden robes and the rose and robes, and the fire dragons and our sun. We ask that the blessings of this night be shared with all life upon this planet. We ask the grace and blessings be shared with our families, our biological families and our spiritual families. And as we come back now into our bodies, into our hearts, back into the rows of our hearts, and back into our garments, feeling our bodies, our fingers and toes, seated upon a chair, our feet upon the floor. Slowly bringing ourselves back to the room. And as we're coming back, I wish to offer up an old prayer that Mother gave us called Honoring the Feminine. Beloved, I am Christ's presence. Beloved Akasha, Goddess Rose, Mother Mary, Grandmother Anna, beloved Lady Nada, Lady Leto, and all beloved cosmic mothers and grandmothers. Erase from the people of earth all etheric records, all false concepts, stereotypes, and beliefs about the feminine side of life. Consume all etheric records of all that has dishonored women, so that no part of life anywhere in God's creation ever experiences that again. And every soul is free to fulfill his or her divine plan forevermore. Release all the people of earth into the Ascended Master's divine way of life. Restore divine respect for the feminine in families, organizations, communities, the media, political leadership, religious teachings, educational systems, cultures, the corporate world, and the consciousness and feeling world of every man, woman, and child upon the earth. I am the eternal flame of the goddesses of justice, purity, and liberty, fulfilling this call in continuous sustained action until all beings on earth send forth a song of gratitude and joy forever. I am the Christ I am. I am the Magdalene Christ I am, fulfilling this call. In the name of our beloved Heavenly Mother Akasha. I am the rose I am. I am the rose I am. I am the rose I am.